And the Terenure side for this Leinster Schools Junior Cup final, led by their captain Niall Lawler. They're number 7 and getting a great cheer from their supporters. Great moment for these youngsters. Terenure College have won the cup 7 times, the last time though way back in 1989. And St. Michael's led by their captain, come on, and he's the scrum half number 9, Bobby Holland. And while they line up on the pitch, we'll go down to Des Curran for views from both camps.
Thanks, Fred. As you say, joined by a representative of both camps. Let's go to St. Michael's first. Their director of rugby, Robbie O'Flynn. Robbie, after the disappointment of the last 2 seasons at this level, a very impressive run to the final, particularly that semi-final. One last push now.
Yeah, one last push. We hope we learn from our experience in the last 2 finals, so hopefully we can go all the way today. Terenure are a very good side, but we're hoping our experience might count in the end.
Very young lads, of course, but tell us how they've handled the lead into this big cup final.
Well, again, because we've been there the last 2 years, it's quite normal for them, and they're taking it very well, very relaxed, and everything's happy in the camp.
Okay, thanks very much indeed. Now we've also got Larry Halpin, the games master from Terenure College here. Disappointment last week for yourselves in the senior final. Do you think that's focused the minds a little bit more for this junior decider?
Well, initially when we came back into school on Wednesday, the pace was down a little bit, but it's picked up over Thursday. Great atmosphere there on Friday. So I think the lads are really up for this game, and hopefully we'll get one bit of silverware this year anyway.
Given the work that's been done and what you know of St. Michael's, what can we expect? How will the 2 sides match up today, do you think?
Well, Michael's appear to have a very heavy pack, so I think we're going to try and keep the ball alive. We have a lot of game breakers in our team, so I'll be very hopeful, even if we're behind, that somebody will make a break like Harrison Brewer did the last day, and we'll get there.
Okay, Larry, thanks very much for your time. Enjoy the game. Atmosphere building. Great crowd here to witness this one. Let's head back up to Fred as the action is about to begin.
And our referee for this Leinster Schools Junior Cup final is Brian Montaigne, an experienced Leinster branch referee, and his assistants all representing the Leinster branch. And it'll be St. Michael's to start the final, and it'll be Rory Kavanagh, their fly half, with the kick to start this final. And Terenure quickly onto it. That was their hooker, Gavin Kelly. The ball going forward. I'd say Gavin Kelly was quite surprised to get the kicks coming straight at him. But now it's Gary Clarkin. Watching over it is Bobby Holland. Puts in for St. Michael's.
Lads, as I asked, steady scrum for the put-in. Okay, both sides. Okay. Crouch.
Bobby Holland ready to feed the scrum.
Touch. Pause. Engage. Hold the push. Stay.
And Evan Williams, the left winger, but this is the number 8 bursting away. That's Richie Lynch. Now it comes back to the fly half, Kavanagh. Back inside to the hooker, and Gavin Kelly is going well.
No hands!
Out it comes to Kavanagh, and that's a very good kick, putting a lot of pressure on Terenure. The fly half, realising that he was under a lot of pressure, decided to go for territory, and this is a very important one for Terenure. Stephen Purcell with the throw. In fact, it was Stephen Purcell who fielded that kick off. Awkwardly down, but Terenure get possession. The ball not straight, and it'll be put into the scrum for St. Michael's. The scrum 15 metres in from touch, just 5 metres from the goal line. Cameron Diamond, number 15, coming up into the line for St. Michael's, but they're going on the short side. Good effort by Richie Lynch, but he was held up. St. Michael's trying for the pick and drive. They're there or thereabouts, they get in, not up to the line just yet. Referee looking for an advantage or a vantage point. They're there in numbers. Belver or Terenure hold them out. And not able to see. The referee decides that it'll be a scrum again for St. Michael's, starting powerfully, cheered on by their hordes of supporters. Number 8 there, moving to the left, is Richie Lynch.
Hold!
Holland comes round. The ball knocked forward by St. Michael's hand, and Terenure survive. They'll have to put in.
Ball was picked up. Step off, please, lads. Step off.
St. Michael's winners of the Leinster Schools Junior Cup on 2 previous occasions, 1991 and 2002. And we have a stoppage. Not surprisingly, the Terenure players very anxious to hold out and determined to hold out the attacking St. Michael's. It's not surprising that one of the players should have got hurt, and that's the number 8, Matt Hayes.
Gentlemen, pack. Okay, aggression, control it. Okay, just control it, please.
You may have heard the referee there saying that the packs have to control their direction and their aggression.
Big game today. Okay, just control the aggression. Okay, no silly stuff.
He's talking to both sets of forwards. So for the first salvos in this game, it's been St. Michael's piling on the pressure but unable to get the touchdown. Richie Lynch just having the opportunity to recover. And the coaching staff want him to take it easy and to retire. He feels he's okay, but a wise decision to take him off for a rest. And Terenure are going to bring in their replacement, and that'll be Jack Kirwan. And what a disappointment it is too for Matt Hayes. Just about 5 minutes.
Wait till he gets in.
And Jack Kirwan is called into action for a big scrum for Terenure, right 5 metres from their own line. And that'll be a free kick against St. Michael's for the early drive.
Roll away! No
Terenure want quick possession. And cool as you like. Danny McCormack relieves the pressure. That was a fine kick under a lot of pressure from the fly half.
There's the mark. Step off, please. Bring him with you. Step away, please. It's your space.
So Stephen Purcell waits as Gavin Kelly throws for St. Michael's.
Roll away! Step on!
Terenure win it.
Advantage over.
Big kick from Rory Kavanagh. Well fielded by Cameron Diamond. Danny McCormack's kick bringing play into the St. Michael's half, but it was really well fielded by Cameron Diamond. Now Terenure takes a quick throw. The referee will call them back. The touch judge keeping the flag up. The ball not having been cleanly fielded, if you like, by Terenure. So they have to take the official throw. Purcell for Terenure, this time one against the throw. Bobby Holland.
Advantage over.
Danger here for Terenure, and beautifully cleared by Jack Wright on the full and on the volley.
Step away.
very difficult one for
Step, lads.
Terenure to deal with. Holland's little break, the chip ahead, and the clearance by Jack Wright saving Terenure.
Leave it. Step.
Moved right across the line, danger here, and into the line comes
No
Rory
hands.
O'Loughlin for St. Michael's,
Step.
taken on by the hooker Gavin Kelly.
Roll away, tackler.
There wasn't a chink in that Terenure defence there. The fly half pops it in, taken on by Jake Barry. The referee saw a knock on. Terenure inside their own 22 was fed nicely back from Rory Kavanagh to Jake Barry, but the referee saw a knock on. Terenure put in.
Okay. Crouch. Touch.
Gary
Pause,
Clarkin.
engage. Watch the put in, yeah.
Put
Use
in.
it. Hold. Hold. Step
The
on.
initial push has to be held in schools level, and
Hands out. Leave it.
that was Harrison Brewer taking it away.
Went back.
Ball going back, but Terenure in a little bit of disarray there for a moment. Again, the ball going forward, and here's a big chance now for St. Michael's. Their big number one there, Jake Barry, and this is the captain, Bobby Holland.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage. Hold. Stay with. Behind.
Holland's feed taken away by Lawler, and this is the number 8, Richie Lynch,
Away, Terenure.
extending that
Hands off it.
Terenure defence. Referee again gives the
Buried.
scrum to the attacking side, moving forward, and that's St. Michael's. There's a very good break there and a good run by the number 8, Richie Lynch.
Crouch. Wind up. Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage. Hold. Hold. Behind.
Again, it's
Roll away.
the number 8, Lynch, with Levy there, but the ball wasn't released. And the penalty to Terenure. McCormack finding just short of halfway. The ball in the tackle not being released by the player on the ground. The referee had no option.
Let Michael step out, please.
So Terenure, after spending some time in their own 22, get up to halfway.
No hands. Leave it. Step on.
Clarkin feeding McCormack, taken on.
No hands.
Colin Jones in the line. McCormack just thought he saw a gap there, but well supported.
Hands out.
And
Okay.
it's Terenure up to the halfway
No,
line.
step on.
That really went straight to Cian Kelleher, and that kick brings play back to the 22. Terenure getting a bit
Away,
isolated.
14. Step.
Knowing that he wasn't going to gain any ground by kicking directly to touch. His opposite number is Rory Kavanagh.
No, get out. Step. Stay on your feet, 3. On your feet.
Terenure get to put in.
Let's make sure you're on your feet. You okay, boss? Attention.
And And attention required for a knock on the shoulder from one of the St. Michael's players. And an interesting start to this Junior Cup final. Plenty of pressure from St. Michael's. Good defending by Terenure, and it remains scoreless. So just a little over a quarter of an hour to go in the first half.
Terenure 6 is what's changing. Hindmost feet. Breakdown. Step back on the hindmost feet.
The referee just talking to Harrison Brewer.
Scrum.
And the referee, Brian Montaigne, just warning both sides to leave the required space at scrums and lineouts. 10 metres back from the lineout, 5 metres back from the scrum. The line of the out half and 3/4 has to leave that space. St. Michael's with a regular army on the pitch to water and advise their teammates. Coaching staff anxiously concerned that players are ready to go. So the damage repaired. Terenure to feed the scrum on their own 10-metre line. Very well taken, and this is our left wing, Andrew Donoghue. Great break by Donoghue. Up to the St. Michael's 22, they need quick possession. Ball wasn't touched.
Away! Step.
And again they have men over and they decide to pick and drive.
Leave it!
Good drive by Terenure. Their first time out of their own half in the game, and they're up to the 22.
Get out of there! Get out too!
Clarkin wants it. Taken on by McCormack, and this is Philip Smith.
Hands away!
Good drive by Terenure, but it's ball lost and cleared by Bobby Holland from inside his 22. Brings play back to the 10-metre line. Well, that just shows you how dangerous they can be. And Donoghue was straight through, running a good defending tackle. That full back did very well. That was Cameron Diamond facing the oncoming Donoghue. Whistle goes in the line, the ball not straight, and St. Michael's up for a scrum. Cathal Owens in the front row there for Terenure. Very prominent with the red head. He's also doing a lot of good work. Taking it away is Richie Lynch. For St. Michael's, Rory Kavanagh's kick comes to Donoghue. And again, waiting for support to come back. Whistle goes, the ball not being released in the tackle and on the ground, and it's a penalty to St. Michael's. It was a well-placed kick, but Donoghue here, anxious to get away from the St. Michael's tacklers, tried to get space for himself, didn't release it, and the penalty brings St. Michael's up to the Terenure 22.
We're not going anywhere. Step out here, Michaels. On the line, Terenure. Step out.
Steve Harold, the big number 5 for St. Michael's.
Stay on.
The throw didn't quite carry.
Our scrum has hands.
It was a knock on, though, the referee said, by Terenure.
minor. Let's form up, lads. Crouch, touch, pause, in here. Hold, stay.
Now St. Michael's sling it out, and this is
Hands away,
O'Loughlin
out,
bursting forward. And again, St. Michael's try and drive
That's a
Terenure
ball.
back.
Ball, leave it alone. Leave it, Terenure. Leave it.
Chris Fagan waiting for it, having to go in and try and get it. He has it now. Looks for support outside. They're on the Terenure 22. They're making inroads into that Terenure territory.
Stay on your feet.
And again, they
Go ahead.
pick and drive. Big number 5 is Steve Harold.
Hands
They're
away.
5 meters out. And this looks dangerous. They're over the line, but they can't get it down. But
Release it, Michael.
powerful
Step
defending
on.
there by
Step on.
Terenure.
Step. Wait.
And they've effected the turnover. And they've gained a few precious meters from their own line. Gary Clarkin, Terenure scrum half, under a lot of pressure. Doesn't come much heavier than this. Dan Levy making a gallant charge for the line, but just being forced back. Gavin Kelly with the
No
throw.
hands.
Holland to Kavanagh, moved across the line, and the big figure of Rory O'Loughlin almost there for Michaels. They're over the line. The referee can't see whether the ball was touched down, but Rory O'Loughlin, using his tremendous physique, almost getting over. Good work by the St. Michael's backs, and there was the charging Rory O'Loughlin. Managed to link up, and Cian Kelleher was there as well, very close to the line. But it's a scrum to St. Michael's underneath the Terenure posts.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Finger.
Holland feeds it and leaves to the number 8, that's Richie Lynch. And again, St. Michael's crabbed their way forward. But it's points on the board that count, and they really need to get a few points from all the pressure. Terenure have turned it over and have found touch away from the line. It really is very hard work for this Terenure defence, but so far they've managed to hold St. Michael's out. Frustrating for the Michael supporters. Throw for St. Michael's. Taken at the front of the line. There for Holland. Moved across from Kavanagh, the number 8 Lynch. Decides to turn and try to go on his own on the short side.
Step out.
Now Holland feeds his fly half. That's Kavanagh. Still Kavanagh up to the 22. Good work by the fly half, taking on the defenders.
Release it.
Whistle goes, and it's a penalty to St. Michael's.
You're on the deck.
The referee
You're on the deck.
saying that once you're on the ground, the ruck has formed and the ball can't be played by the hand.
Off his feet playing the ball.
Well, fly half Rory Kavanagh really made a huge amount of ground here.
Scrum call.
And when the ball went to ground, a Terenure player got a hand to it, and the penalty was awarded to St. Michael's. And they've gone for a scrum rather than going for a shot at the posts. And although there is quite a strong wind blowing into their faces, an interesting decision by Michael. That was taken away by the number 7, Dan Levy. And this time, the penalty is against St. Michael's. And relief for Terenure. With little angle, he did very well to find touch halfway between the 22 in the halfway line. Good kick by Danny McCormack. Another St. Michael's player goes down for attention. And the man who's down is Rory Kavanagh, who made that very spectacular break and gained so much ground there, setting up that St. Michael's attack. Seven minutes to go in the first half. That trophy awaits the winners of this Leinster Schools Junior Cup final. Number 4 there for Terenure is Adam Somerville. The two Somervilles occupying the second row for Terenure, and how effective they have been. And mother and child doing very well. Although how a child could sleep with the noise going on around them, I don't know. Terenure's thrower, Gavin or Stephen Purcell.
Hands away! Hands away!
Holland for St. Michael's. Feeding it out to Kavanagh.
Okay, ball, hands out! Wait!
O'Loughlin taking it on, and now it comes out beautifully fed out again to St. Michael's. Full back in the line, couldn't take it. No advantage accruing to Terenure. They get the foot in. Well, for a moment then it seemed that Evan Williams might have had the opportunity, but the ball really didn't come to him.
Okay, touch, touch, pause, eagle. Hold the push.
At schools level, in the scrums, the initial push can only carry the attacking team forward by 1.5 meters, and it's Terenure coming away. Another penalty against Terenure. The referee indicating the ball was held on the ground by the tackle player. And Terenure go, or at least St. Michael's going for the corner. Diamond's kick finds touch halfway between the goal line and the 22. Important thing then was to get the ball into touch. And Purcell's throw. Awkwardly taken, but Terenure did well to win the line out against the throw.
No hands! Step up, stay on!
Good kick downfield, taken by Diamond for St. Michael's.
Out, Michaels, out! Out!
Now can Terenure from inside their 22 make some progress? There was space there, and Donahue has it again. Jinx inside.
Release! Hands away, leave it! Leave it!
This time it's St. Michael's who are penalised. The referee very clearly shouting to the players to leave it. They didn't. And Danny McCormack brings Terenure out of their own half.
Listen to me, will you have to break down, please? Listen. Step out.
Terenure using Hines, Dan Hines, to throw at the line out.
Out! Stay on.
And seems to have worked for them as the ball comes out into the centre. Terenure driving on, and again Donahue making progress. McCormack's kick, super.
Time off.
And another delay as Rory Kavanagh, the St. Michael's fly half, seems to have gone over on an ankle. But that was a beautifully placed kick from his opposite number, Danny McCormack. And having seen their side under such pressure for so long, Terenure supporters now have a chance to encourage them in attack. But Rory Kavanagh just getting that, is it an ankle or a knee, but 4 and 5 there for St. Michael's. Ollie Moyles, number 4, and Steve Harold doing quite well in the line-out, but Terenure have won a few against the throw, which has saved them. Still 0-0, and we're coming up to the last minute of normal time. There will be some time for stoppages. You'll remember that Matt Hayes, the Terenure College back rower, had to retire, much against his will, having got a knock. But Terenure have brought in Jack Kirwan, and he's done remarkably well. So number 2 throwing for St. Michael's will be Gavin Kelly, but they have to wait for his number 10 to recover.
7 to half time.
And the referee suggested there that there was about 7 minutes left, including injury time. And hopefully Rory Kavanagh seems to be walking back reasonably comfortably, but he'll need the half-time break, I should imagine, to come quickly. The interception by Terenure couldn't be retained. So it's another throw for St. Michael's. So we're into additional time in the first half. And the thrower for St. Michael's is Gavin Kelly. Terenure,
Hands away!
in the closing stages of the first half, have a chance. Kavanagh, or it's McCormack,
No hands!
for
Step
Terenure.
out!
Taken on well by Cathal Owens. Now it comes back to the Terenure powerhouse,
It's okay.
trying to break away there was Harrison Brewer.
Leave it! Get out! No hands.
Ball on the ground, but it's been turned over, knocked on, and it'll be a scrum to Terenure.
He's driving through on his feet, no problem. Knock on to the dummy.
Jack Kirwan
Knock on.
there wearing number 18 for Terenure on the flank.
10, step. Crouch, touch, pause, in it. Hold!
Terenure
Stay bound,
win it
stay bound, get bound.
just as they were being pushed off it, but the referee will give the scrum to Terenure again because St. Michael's had to hold the push
Excuse me, stay tight.
after their initial drive. So it's a scrum to Terenure inside the 22, right in front of the post. They run away and it's the scrum half who takes it. Good work this by Terenure. Beautiful run. And it's Terenure who cheer. Stephen O'Neill. Stephen O'Neill getting the try that puts Terenure in front. Beautifully worked move, and Stephen O'Neill had the pace to find the gap and exploit it. Well, with players ranged both left and right, Terenure had the St. Michael's defence stretched, and that gap appeared and allowed the pace of Stephen O'Neill to carry him through. Beautifully taken try, and the lead for Terenure in the second minute of injury time in the first half. And by any stretch of the imagination, a difficult attempt at the conversion for Danny McCormack. So Danny McCormack attempting the conversion, not surprisingly, puts it wide, but it's Terenure 5, St. Michael's 0. And I dare say that was probably the first time that Terenure managed to get deep inside the St. Michael's 22. What a good start for the Terenure lads. Rory Kavanagh still carrying a leg, still looking a little bit uncomfortable.
Roll away! Step on! Step!
Difficult one for Diamond. He never took his eye off it, the full-back.
No hands! Step! Step!
Good
Step.
following up by Terenure. Trying to get the turnover, but the drive is countered by St. Michael's. Carried on by Steve Harold.
Release Terenure!
And St. Michael's keeping it close this time. Holland,
Step!
the
Step!
scrum half and captain, steps in,
High most feet, lads. Step!
and St. Michael's deciding
Stay on your
to
feet. Out,
drive
out,
it
Terenure.
close to the forwards. In goes their winger Evan Williams to add his weight to the drive.
Roll away, Terenure!
Terenure forcing St. Michael's to go across, and they concede the put into the scrum. Bobby Holland just having a word with his fly half,
Form up, scrum.
and the fly half there just on the right of your picture, Rory Kavanagh, and hopefully they'll be able to sort his injured leg out. Coming into the back line is Williams, and it's taken away, and this is a great run by
Away, Terenure!
Richie Lynch, taken on by the number 3 Harry Murray into the Terenure 22.
Away, Terenure! Out!
It's been a good sustained drive by St. Michael's. Williams to pick it up. The referee decides it was knocked on, much to the disappointment of the St. Michael's supporters. They rather thought it might have gone back.
30 seconds.
The referee calling 30 seconds left. Well, it probably on the turn was forward, and it was a difficult one for Gavin Kelly to control.
Crouch. Touch. Pause.
So Clarkin with the feed for
Roll away! Hands
Terenure,
out!
and again their back row tried to take it away,
Hands away!
and now it's a question of getting the ball and hoofing it into touch as far as Terenure are concerned, as time has gone from the first half, and the referee's whistle will be sounded as Danny McCormack cleverly ended the first half with that kick. And what a first half it's been, dominated by St. Michael's territorially, but Terenure coming then with that try by Stephen O'Neill in the dying moments of the first half, leaving the score at the break. St. Michael's 0, Terenure College 5. And we'll have all the action from the second half after the break.
No? There is a highlights package. Just to try. Okay, so we come back. When we come back, am I in vision or am I straight over the pictures? Okay, 2 questions to Tony and then throw it back up to Fred. Okay.
And to congratulate him and the school on their long history in the game. And of course, the school did not just win one Junior Cup final, but also won 4 Senior Cup finals. So, without further ado, a big presentation.
Tony, guys, how are you? Good, thanks. Bracket 91. You still have the balls anyway.
I actually lost a little bit yesterday. I went well. Ridiculous.
Insane, wasn't it?
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, my God.
We're all over euphoric stage.
Actually, you can say that.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Dave.
I'm sure we're all very grateful.
Yeah, do you want to play so we can have a quick look? So here's our try.
I'd like to say a great big thank you to everybody involved in this. Thanks very much.
Okay, how much of this, Dave, am I talking over? Or am I coming out just after the replay? Okay. Okay.
Okay, folks, that was a very interesting
Okay.
and still all
Could you go around that side?
As always, we would ask all spectators, young
Go for it, yep.
and old.
Welcome back. Half time in this Leinster Junior Cup final. St Michael's College 0, Terenure College 5. The first half that saw Terenure on the back foot defending for most of it, but the try, a wonderful one from centre Stephen O'Neill, and that's what have Terenure College in front at half time. Well, a blustery day in Donnybrook, but the Terenure College supporters won't be minding at the moment. They have the advantage at half time. Delighted to say I'm joined by Tony Ward. Tony, you've recovered from Wales, back in the relative camp of Donnybrook today, but put into perspective for us exactly what that Irish team achieved over there, and particularly in the manner they won the game.
Well, I think that is the point. I think we're all in a euphoric state after yesterday. I mean, it's been a long time in coming, but they worked so hard for it. They were so resilient. They had to dig so deep, and the manner at the end, it was just so dramatic. But I think, in fairness, Declan has made 1 point over the last 24 hours. He's been very gracious in acknowledging so many people who have contributed to where Irish rugby is now at, and this is where it all starts, and that is the point he's made. It's with these coaches, it's with these young lads, and it's the skills they learn at this age group that eventually brings the players we see and we witness at the Millennium Stadium as we did yesterday.
And your thoughts on what you've seen here so far? Not much in terms of scores, but an intriguing game, and now St Michael's with the wind in the second half.
Yeah, I think you summed it up there. I mean, it was a tremendous defensive effort by Terenure in that half, and then a real smash and grab try, and a cracking try too. I think O'Driscoll would have been proud of that one, the way O'Neill took it on the outside, Stephen O'Neill, and just skated through, showed a serious acceleration, and it makes for a very interesting second half for sure.
Okay, thanks for your time, Tony. As you can see, the players behind us ready to go, so let's head back up to Fred in the commentary box.
And welcome back to the commentary position. Our thanks to Des Curran for those words with Tony Ward, himself a former player in the Schools Cups. Played
I won't make it too obvious. Yeah.
for a long time with St Mary's,
Okay,
but
lads.
it's Terenure leading by 5-0 against St Michael's, ready to start this second half of the Leinster Schools Junior Cup final. Their fly half, Danny McCormack, with the restart, and the referee Brian Montaigne just checking that all is in order, everybody's ready. Both sides have acknowledged their readiness, and Terenure decide to go on the short side. And the clearance comes to Terenure on halfway. An interesting start from Danny McCormack, but the fact that it went straight to a St Michael's player really took the surprise element out of it. But they have men here as they tried to get it out on the left wing to Andrew Donoghue.
Roll away, Terenure! Step on, step! Stay on your feet!
Michael's getting possession. And St Michael's tried the pick and drive, trying to clear out the maul.
Come back, 7!
Beautifully taken in field. The touch judge judging that the ball had actually gone into touch. It was a good bit of covering nonetheless by Terenure, but
guys are getting quicker here.
They have the throw.
Down, you're in trouble. Okay, calm it down.
Dan Hines, the prop forward, ready to throw, but Dan Hines isn't in the right position.
Step up.
That's where the mark is.
Step away.
So Hines for Terenure. Ball taken very quickly and very effectively by Terenure.
No hands.
Adam Somerville with the possession from the line out, setting up this attack by Terenure.
Play on. Release it. Get away, Terenure. Away. Out.
The ball, however, has been turned over, and the penalty is against Terenure for not releasing it.
Hands and in the side.
Hands on the ground, and the combination giving the penalty to St Michael's. Their fly half, Rory Kavanagh, who had that injured knee, and he's reacted as if the knee hasn't recovered. The throw will be to St Michael's, and certainly Rory Kavanagh is in a lot of discomfiture, and I know it's always a big ask to ask a player or tell a player that he's not well enough to continue, but he might do himself some damage if he continues. So Terenure, well, he may have a hurt knee, but he certainly stood up to that tackle. Diamond's kick blocked down. Chance here for Terenure.
No, hands away.
The quick possession required across the line. Up towards the 22 go Terenure. Kavanagh or McCormack moves it on, and here's a chance for Donoghue, forced into touch. He really didn't have enough room. But Andrew Donoghue is a threat whenever he gets the ball, a powerful big winger. Ball whipped out quickly to him. Full-back coming into the line, Jack Wright did his best to transfer the ball to him as quickly as he could.
Come on, lads.
But St Michael's having a bit of a conference just at the moment. And it really is difficult times for Rory Kavanagh. And hard though it is, but if that leg of his hasn't improved with the attention he got at half time, he may have to retire. And there's always the fans at the schools matches, sisters and friends. Disappointment for the St. Michael supporters when they conceded that try in the closing stages of the first half. Stephen O'Neill in Terenure's really first assault. He ran well and went for the try. And so Rory Kavanagh insists that he's okay to continue. I think he was more troubled by the bandage on his knee than the actual knock on the knee.
Terenure, stay out.
But Gavin Kelly throwing for Michaels. Well taken at the back there by the back row for St. Michael's. Bobby Holland's kick, finding touch just short of halfway.
Whose hand it was?
Dan Hines with the throw. He has to come up to the mark. Once the line out is formed, he can't take the quick throw, which is now allowed under the ELVs. Terenure retained possession, but it's given away. Donahue again finding himself isolated, but make sure that it comes back on the Terenure side. Gary Clarkin, scrum half waiting. The forwards decide to give themselves a bit more room. Clarkin did well. So did Diamond for St. Michael's. Back into the 22, and Donahue launches a huge one back, just on the halfway or slightly short of it. Well, when it came to him, he, calm as you like, sent it right back along the line. Swings play to the halfway.
On the line, please. Step in. On the line. Turn your step.
So it's Gavin Kelly once more as Cathal Owens raises his arms for Terenure. Well won by St. Michael's. Fly half looks to link up with the oncoming fullback, but it's back into the Terenure 22. That awkward bouncing ball, and the fullback, Jack Wright, into the wind, brings play outside the 22. Not an easy one with the ball bobbling on the hard surface.
That's good, thank you.
There's a good position now for St. Michael's. At the back of the line there is their number 6, Jack Parsons. In front of him, number 7, Dan Levy. And it's Parsons who takes it on.
Away, Terenure! Step on!
The out half, Rory Kavanagh, troubled by that injury, does manage to get it back. They have men over here if they move it, and the kick on, well done by Williams, but goes too far. It'll be a scrum back for Terenure.
Choice 22 or scrum. Where's the scrum, Arthur?
Terenure up for a scrum outside their 22.
Scrum.
A wise decision. They had the option of taking a 22-metre drop out, but the chances of the opposition getting possession, starting a counter, very real. Well taken by the back of the line. That's Matt Hayes making progress. touch judge on the near side, indicating that there are substitutes ready to come on.
Touch, pass, hold.
Good break by St. Michael's up to the Terenure 22. Out to Kavanagh, difficult one for him. Now it's in the hands of Rory O'Loughlin. Now it comes back to Kavanagh again. Crosses the line on the full. And number 17 and number 21, that's Andy Coleman and Ross Byrne coming into the St. Michael's side.
That was formed.
Line out was formed, so coming off the field for St. Michael's, they're number 6.
There we are. Your ball.
And not surprisingly,
Stay.
Rory Kavanagh, who is really unable to contribute satisfactorily with his injured knee. And Terenure moving it wide. Full back making progress is Jack Wright.
Hands out, leave it!
Not a lot of Terenure players out wide. They'd all been drawn in. Unfortunately for them, they were able to stop the ball going to the St. Michael's backs.
Michael, take a step, please.
Terenure to throw. Dan Hines, the thrower, won by St. Michael's. Holland wants it. Ball whipped along from the substitute fly half, and it's given to Chris Fagan.
Leave it!
And a penalty against Terenure. Several times in the game they've
Number 7
conceded penalties for playing the ball on the ground.
On the ground, David.
Again, it was St. Michael's driving forward, but Terenure pulling the ball free and playing it on the ground.
Mind your kicker, lads, careful, yeah?
So the penalty chance to get St. Michael's on the scoreboard. 13 minutes gone in the second half. And although they've got to the Terenure line several times, this is their first real chance of points. Scrum half and captain opens the scoring. Bobby Holland makes it 3 points for St. Michael's. 2 shots or 2 points behind Terenure. Well struck. And that's a deserved reward for St. Michael's on the run of play. They have dominated territorially, but in the second half, not as much as in the first. Danny McCormack's restart. Now St. Michael's determined to test further this Terenure defence.
Hands away! Step up,
Being turned over. Good work by Terenure. Drive into the 22. Diamond, outstanding for St. Michael's, returns it with interest.
No problem.
And it's back in the Terenure half. Well, Diamond has made no mistakes in the game so far, and his positioning has been excellent. Clearances spot on. Dan Hines, again, the line out not functioning quite as well as Terenure would like.
Step on. Step on! Number 3, high
And again,
feet, yeah.
St. Michael's can pick and drive.
No hands, leave it! Step!
Back
step.
inside the Terenure half.
Hindmost feet!
Moved along the line, but everyone's standing, and it's Diamond again. This is Jack Wright for Terenure.
No hands!
Terenure
Out,
tried
out.
to get over it. It's Terenure's possession. Fighting hard for it there is Chris Fagan for
Wait.
St. Michael's.
Out, out!
Well kicked downfield by Ross Byrne. And Terenure work it back into the 22. That's the bounce they wanted. Oh, such a perfect bounce. And they're back inside the 22. Referee waiting for Terenure called for a substitute. Terenure waiting to effect the change, and it looks as if they're number 12, Colin Jones, having contributed so much, is brought ashore, and that allows Alex Trimble to come on.
Lads, take a step for yourselves, please. You stay out.
Andrew Donoghue has been brought into the centre for Terenure,
No
and
hands!
the reserve
leave it.
takes over on the left
Wait.
wing. The line-out will be on the 10-metre line inside the Michaels half.
hard, yeah. Work hard.
Michaels fighting back, but Terenure still 2 points clear. Take the quick throw, but again the line-out had been formed, or part of it.
Step out.
Dan Hines throwing for Terenure, awkwardly down, hits the
Wasn't
referee.
straight.
Referee says it wasn't straight anyway, and
Line
it'll
out,
be
a
a scrum. Scrum called by St. Michael's.
Take a step for you, lads, yeah.
Jake Barry there with the scrum cap for St. Michael's.
Touch.
The front row,
Leave it.
they've been doing well, the pack,
Hold! Hold!
but really haven't been able. It was very well held, certainly by Ross Byrne. And here goes St. Michael's down the left flank, and it's Evan Williams running out of space. Terenure getting across in numbers.
Play on, yep.
It was a good catch by Ross Byrne, who's just in the game, well fed on by Chris Fagan
Sorry, lads.
for St. Michael's. But from the line out, scrum goes to, or put in goes to Terenure.
Okay, crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage. Hold. Stay bound.
Back on the Terenure side, scrum half Gary
No hands.
Clarkin
Leave it.
determined to retain possession, and now it's Terenure's opportunity to pick and drive.
No hands. Hindmost feet.
That's the halfway line. Good bustling run by Somerville.
Roll away.
Two Somervilles, Adam and Rob, in the second row for Terenure, causing problems.
Release it.
Fullback Jack Wright coming into the line,
Yes.
but
Yes, Wade.
it's a penalty. Once more, Terenure conceding the penalties. That in fact was Donahue.
He's clearly isolated, lads, okay?
So 20 minutes gone in the second half of this Leinster Schools Junior Cup final. Both sides having to play without some of their first choice players because of injury. St. Michael's without Rory Kavanagh in the second half, and Matt Hayes having to retire very early on from the Terenure back row. But here the back's going, and it's Donahue again trying to make progress. Links back with the fly half, Danny McCormack.
Hands away, Michaels! Stay on!
Clark in the scrum half finds Donahue again. There could be a gap there, but
no hands!
it's very difficult to thread your way through so many defenders. Clarkin waits.
Stay on your feet!
Somerville
Hands away!
drives.
Step on.
Now it comes back to McCormack. Looks for ground to be gained. The bounce could be everything here. Diamond is onto it for St. Michael's. The ball going loose. And Terenure would be well advised to drive this one across the touchline.
No hands!
And they've turned it over,
Hands away, 7!
which was even better than forcing them across the touchline.
Hands away! Step on!
Clarkin once more. Donahue popping up everywhere.
No hands!
And the pick and drive forces Terenure back, but they manage to get
Hands away!
possession. Clarkin tries to probe,
Roll away,
sealed
2!
off by
Out, 2!
Gavin Kelly for
Okay.
Michaels.
Stay!
Now it comes back to McCormack.
No hands! Leave it!
Now it's driven on, and a chance for Donahue now into the 22, big and strong, tackled
Hands
by
away!
Holland.
Stay on!
Terenure showing great patience, moving it out, back inside to Owens. It's a big lad.
Out! Help!
Fascinating
Release it, 2!
work here
Step
by
on, step.
Terenure. Clarkin to McCormack, chips it on. Terenure set it up once
Step
more,
on! Stay on!
and it's turned over, and away comes St. Michael's. The ball back on to right for Terenure. Chips and taken on by Michaels. Can they do to Terenure what Terenure had done to Blackrock
Away,
in
Terenure!
the semi-final?
Step on!
Sweeping the play downfield. Byrne looks to land it in the 22, and the bounce of the ball beats the defenders, and St. Michael's are back on the attack. Silvio Borza coming on for Terenure as we watch that very well placed kick from Ross Byrne, the substitute fly half.
Take a step for yourselves. Stay, Michaels.
And with 6 minutes left on the stopwatch,
No hands!
plus injury time,
Step on!
St. Michael's piling on the pressures. They did so much of the first half. McCormack for Terenure brings play outside the Terenure 22, and Stephen Purcell is brought ashore, having
Last
contributed
7, lads.
so much to the
Last 7,
Terenure
look at City,
effort.
okay? Last 7,
And
look at
Silvio
7 to
Borza
go.
comes into the front row.
Terenure, step out. Step out.
Kelly for Michaels. Very well taken at the back there by Dan Levy.
Hands away!
played so well at number 7 for St. Michael's. And McCormack quickly onto it, and here's a big chase for the substitute, Trimble.
Release!
Chasing up as he was. St. Michael's under a lot of pressure now on their own 22. Whistle goes, Terenure penalised again. Penalty count in favour of St. Michael's, quite remarkable, but the pass not going to hand, and Philip Smith denied the opportunity of a racing downfield.
Off the feet. You're grand 7, you're fine coming through. Then deck.
Another stoppage.
7 minutes to go.
All the players really tired. The clock in the ground suggesting 4 minutes of normal time remain. The referee will add more time. Terenure's fly half, Danny McCormack, was down for a while, but happily he's up, happily for the Terenure players. And St. Michael's just those 2 points adrift. But St. Michael's would have come into the game perhaps as slight favourites. But Terenure have absorbed all their pressure, all their attacks. They've kept their line intact so far and managed to get over for a try themselves. How well he's been playing. Back it comes to McCormack. Donahue taking it on the charge. Whistle goes, and another penalty against Terenure. Again, the ball being retained on the ground.
Off you go, lads. Continue the ball, relax.
So St. Michael's launch it towards the touchline and across the touchline with the penalty. Very well kicked by Cameron Diamond. We mentioned earlier on how well Diamond is playing. And the quick throw, of course, must also be taken with the same ball that went out, and also by the same team that kicked the penalty. So it's Kelly's throw, taken well at the end, and Levy once more. Outstanding at the back for St. Michael's. Wins it, ensures possession, comes back from Holland. That's Byrne. Now the fullback Diamond in the line. The support is there and taken out onto the left wing where Evan Williams carries it on for St. Michael's. Ball knocked forward, it'll be a scrum if no advantage comes to Terenure. Are they happy or what? That'll be some compensation for Terenure.
Throw him up. You heard me. Okay, let's throw him up. Crouch. Touch. Pause. Stay down.
Gary Clarkin with the feed. Ball taken away.
No hands. Time out street.
Terenure,
Leave it.
looking at the clock, will say that a minute of normal time remains. Ball gone loose. Terenure tried to go in to claim it, but it's St. Michael's who have the men over. And we have O'Loughlin looking for a gap.
Step on.
The perfect position for a Ronan O'Gara. But Ronan O'Gara isn't here as Richie Lynch tried to make progress. The ball was cleared, was out. St. Michael's try and get back those precious yards and keep play into the 22. Now Byrne moves it on. This is Levy.
Release it!
Referee whistles and gives the scrum to St. Michael's. This would be the last play of normal time, but there will be additional time for the referee to play.
Cut him off. Away, lads.
And the touch judge on the far side.
Yeah, there's another thing there. Was it off me? Yeah. Okay.
The referee being told of an infringement.
It's against Michaels. Where is it?
And
you are more or less on the
it
five.
seems that one of the forwards, number 4 being called, and it's Ollie Moyles who is seen
captain, please.
creating a problem. And what a disappointment for him, because an attacking position will be turned round, I should imagine. And the referee speaks to him.
Personally, I didn't see it. That's what we called it. Okay, it's a penalty against you. Okay, he's back 10.
The penalty awarded against St. Michael's. And the cheers come from the Terenure supporters. And the referee has just said there's 2.5 minutes left in the game. So 2.5 minutes for Terenure to hang on. 2.5 minutes opportunity for St. Michael's. They've got to score to win their third Leinster Schools Junior Cup. Terenure have waited a long time for their 8th win in the competition. Their last win back in 1989. But they're 2 minutes away. They lead by just those 2 points, and they have to put into the scrum.
1.5. Lads, make sure
it will be a scrum for Terenure,
you're picking and driving. Stay up for
but
me,
the scrum won't form until the injured
1.5.
player picks himself up, dusts himself off, and carries on. The 2 Somervilles in the front row.
Touch. Pause.
Or the second row for Terenure, Adam and Rob. And the Terenure captain Niall Lawler also playing so strongly and calmly for his side. Scrum turned over, Terenure lose possession. In the very last minute, Terenure wanted so much to hold on to possession,
40 seconds.
but the ball was not forward, and 40 seconds, the referee says, is what's left. Terenure have to hold on. St. Michael's have to get a score. Good break out by Parsons for a drop-it goal. It looks good. But the referee says it's not over, and it's a 22 dropout. What a close call. That would have been it.
Must be drop kicked out,
So Terenure should take the drop kick out near the touchline and make no mistake, which they're about to do, because that's all that's required.
Drop kick.
It has to cross the 22.
On the line. Let's go.
Terenure have won. The final whistle sounds. Although they were held scoreless in the second half, St. Michael's claimed victory, or St. Michael's tried hard. They got 1 score in the second half. That was a penalty by Bobby Holland, but it was the try in the first half by Stephen O'Neill, which sees Terenure the winners by 5 points to 3. An exciting game played in fantastic